The emergency alarm's piercing wail echoed through the corridors of Station Kepler 442b as Lieutenant Marcus Rivera sprinted toward Educational Wing C. His tactical gear clinked against his armored vest with each hurried step, while his comm unit crackled with urgent updates from command. Multiple xenobiological containment breaches in sectors 7 through 12, the voice reported. All non-essential personnel to evacuation zones immediately. But Rivera wasn't heading to safety. 3 Thackeray Cubs, apex predators from the Vega system, had somehow escaped their secure habitat and taken refuge in a human classroom. The situation had escalated from routine containment to potential diplomatic catastrophe in mere minutes. As Rivera rounded the corner, he could hear them, low, rumbling growls that seemed to vibrate through the station's titanium hull. The Thackeray Cubs, each roughly the size of a terrestrial tiger but with bioluminescent neural crests and retractable crystalline claws, had barricaded themselves behind overturned desks. Their amber eyes tracked every movement of the security team that had cornered them. "Sir, we've tried sonic dampeners and neural inhibitors," reported Sergeant Kim, sweat beading on her forehead despite the controlled atmosphere. "They're not responding. The Cubs are exhibiting defensive cluster behavior, they think we're threats to their pack." Rivera studied the scene through the reinforced viewport. The 3 Cubs, approximately 6 months old in Thackeray development cycles, pressed against each other, their bioluminescent crests pulsing in synchronized warning patterns. Their vocalizations had shifted from growls to high-pitched keening, a distress call that could potentially reach adult Thackeray across several star systems if transmitted through quantum-entangled communication networks. "Where's their handler?" Rivera demanded. "Dr. Voss is in medical bay, caught some kind of Centauri flu. These Cubs have been socialized exclusively with human caregivers since hatching." That's when Rivera noticed her. In the far corner of the classroom, a young woman in civilian clothes sat perfectly still, her back against the wall. Unlike the security personnel, she wasn't wearing armor or carrying weapons. She simply observed the Cubs with calm, analytical eyes. "Who's the civilian?" "Elena Vasquez, Xenolinguistics graduate student. She was conducting research interviews when the breach occurred." The Cubs' agitation was escalating. Their crystalline claws extended further, scraping against the polymer flooring and leaving deep gouges. The largest Cub, likely the pack leader despite its youth, had begun emitting subsonic frequencies that caused the station's structural supports to resonate ominously. Rivera made a command decision. "Everyone back. Minimum viable distance." As the security team retreated, Elena slowly raised her right hand, palm facing outward. The gesture was subtle, but the effect was immediate. The Cubs' keening subsided to curious chirps, their bioluminescent crests shifting from angry orange to cautious blue-green. "Fascinating," Elena whispered, her voice barely audible over the comm system. "They're not exhibiting standard territorial aggression. This is fear-based defensive positioning." She maintained the raised hand gesture while slowly reaching into her jacket pocket with her left hand. Rivera tensed, but Elena withdrew only a small data pad. Her fingers moved across its surface, producing a series of soft, melodic tones. The Cubs' entire demeanor transformed. Their crystalline claws retracted completely, and they began approaching Elena with the curious, bouncing gait characteristic of young Thackeray exploring safe environments. The largest Cub reached her first, pressing its massive head against her outstretched palm. "How did you?" Rivera began. "Thackeray social hierarchies are based on demonstrated emotional intelligence, not physical dominance," Elena explained, gently stroking the Cub's neural crest. "The raised hand mimics their maternal comfort gesture, while these audio frequencies replicate safe space vocalizations. I've been studying their developmental psychology for 3 years." Within minutes, all 3 Cubs had settled around Elena like oversized, luminescent house cats. The crisis that had threatened interspecies diplomatic relations dissolved into a simple case of frightened children seeking comfort from a knowledgeable caregiver. Rivera shook his head in amazement. Sometimes the most complex problems required the simplest solutions, and the right kind of expertise.